Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the basement. The silver price is crashing. Oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. But is it really? Because in this video, we're going to look at silver, we're going to look at gold, and look at why when we zoom out, we don't have to go much further than a week. And I'll explain that to you in 1 second. That's what you're looking at right now. But when we zoom out to a week or a month or a year, and when we look out into the future, the story is there. And it's not just a story. These are facts that we know will support current and much, much higher prices for gold and silver. We've got news from Elon Musk that I think shines a real bright light on the silver price. Tavi Costa, like one of the silver and gold gurus of the world, put out a chart that I think shows easily we could be at $136 silver, and the argument can be made that we could be there right now. But while we're going through this little rough patch, let's keep things in perspective, and this is going to knock your socks off. It's what we started with on the screen at the beginning of the video. This is a quote, a screenshot from the silver futures market, the December 25 futures market. I pulled up a 1 month chart, and I just wanted to show you something that I think is very critical for us to remember. When you look on this chart, you can see the date, 11/7/2025. That's exactly 1 week ago today. 1 week ago today, we had a $48 silver price. Now let's go look. That's in the futures market. Let's go look at where we are today to keep some perspective with silver. Right now, we're at $50.66. Okay, so that puts silver for the last week up, what, $2.50? 5%. We need to keep that in perspective. Now, the other thing, key thing that we want to look at on this chart, and this is exciting, but I'm sharing the wrong screen. There we go. Make sure I got you guys on the right screen. Now we're on the right screen. There's the current futures quote for the silver price, down 4.5%. Oh my gosh, right? The end of the world. Don't forget, 1 week ago when we were looking at this, it was, hold on, let me get the right number, $48. Yeah, $48. Now, that's exciting. That's good. That keeps things in perspective. But what I want to show you on this chart is something very exciting, because we're ready for silver to blast through to $60, $70 per ounce, like people like Robert Kiyosaki are talking about. And this is something that that we need to keep an eye on right there. Okay, we went up to $54. Just, what was that? Yesterday morning, we went up to $54 again. I'm going to draw a line on this chart. So that, I'm going to call that is roughly our current resistance. Now, what you call this when you go up and bump against that, hold on. What you call this when you go up and bump against it, come back down like we did, go up again, bump up against it, that is a double top. Next time we go up, right, will be, let's draw it here, maybe next week, maybe we go, maybe it takes a month, whatever, but next time we go up there, if we bump into it again, that would be a triple top. And triple tops are very, very rare in anything, in a stock, bond, mutual fund, anything that's charted, that where they keep track of the price. A triple top is very unusual, meaning that the next time we go up to that $54 level, it's very likely that we will absolutely break through it. So stay tuned, okay? And remember the big key, keep in perspective that 1 week ago, we were sitting at $48 silver, essentially. Heck, we're almost up to 51. We're doing okay, guys. We're doing okay. And by the way, before I forget, thanks for joining me down here in the basement. This is only possible because of you. If you're not here, it's just a cold, dark, dank basement. So thank you. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment in the comment section. I want you to feel like you found a new little home away from home down here with me in the basement. You're important, and your participation does matter. Let's check on backwardation. Again, right? Backwardation occurs when the spot price is higher than the futures price, and it's very unusual, and it typically can indicate that there's high demand for whatever commodity is in backwardation. And we're going to look at it from the silver perspective right now. Let's go out and look at the spot price of silver from our friends at Kitco, where we see the current spot price. Let's get the markers out. It's a marker day. Wow, spot price of silver is 51.16. And the spot market only down 2%. So over $51. And again, if we go out and look at the futures market, we've got here we go. We've got the futures price lower. So we are in backwardation, and almost by what, 50 cents or more, maybe 60 cents. That's a big, big deal. That is very unusual. That indicates that maybe some people are worried, right? They're willing to pay more upfront to get the silver now than to wait for it in December in the future. That indicates stress in the market. It's very unusual, and it's something that we're going to keep our eyes on. Now let's go out to, we're going to go all over the place today, guys. We're going to go out and check on the physical price of silver in China. This comes from a great contributor, Oriental Ghost. This is the November 14th. That would be today. Market data on the Shanghai Gold Exchange and the Shanghai Futures Exchange. And take a look at this, okay? This is the SGE, the Shanghai Gold Exchange, where silver is traded. That's the SGE. There's AG. That's the periodic table symbol for silver. And we have $54 silver in China right now. So it's breaking through that chart. It's doing it for us. The reason why we're paying attention to this is because China is becoming the world's dominant player when it comes to precious metals. Everybody knows it, right? They're taking over the world of gold, taking over the world of silver. In that Shanghai Gold Exchange, quote, $54 that I gave you, that's their physical market. I think it's like what, 99% of the metal that's traded on the Shanghai Gold Exchange is backed by real physical metal, and the Chinese are taking over. Okay, next point. Oh, here we go. So yesterday we hit $54 per ounce. What would it mean? How much paper make-believe silver, right, that gets traded at the COMEX? Okay, we like to call it Fantasy Island silver. You remember the show Fantasy Island with Tattoo, and you would go out and say, boss, deplane, deplane, deplane. Everything was fantasy. Everything was made up on Fantasy Island. That's what we call the COMEX. It's Fantasy Island silver. Yesterday, they smashed the price of silver down from $54, knocked it, right? Knocked us in the teeth. How much paper silver do you think was traded yesterday? This is astonishing, and we'll continue. Right? We will continue to draw attention to this because it shows us one thing. These price smashes are done with paper. The dude tells us the silver market traded 800 million paper ounces yesterday to manipulate the price down from $54. Blatant manipulation to throw 1 year's worth of mining supply in futures contracts to bring the price down from $54. Game on, baby. Guys, do you realize that? The paper market, which only trades, what, Monday through Friday for like 6 hours? These guys don't work so hard at the COMEX or the LBMA. The market's open, I don't know, 6.5, 7 hours. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. Anyway, Monday through Friday, they get all kinds of holidays off, okay? And in one day, they trade the equivalent of the entire year's mining output of silver. Now, remember, those silver mines are all generally working 7 days a week, 365 days a year for 24 hours, 24/7. And in one day, right, we get this paper push down. And remember, big key thing to remember, we are in backwardation. The world is waking up. China, the Shanghai Gold Exchange, $54 silver. But we're in backwardation where people are saying now, hey, we'll pay more in the spot market for silver because maybe, I'm just speculating, we're just speculating, but maybe they're a little concerned about the futures market being able to deliver the silver in December. And a lot of people are, and I'll say speculating, although honestly, I think it's a lot more than speculation, are saying these markets are so far out of balance right now that we could buckle up, buckle up, buttercups. We could see some real fireworks in the silver market in December. It could be yet another Christmas to remember. Don't you worry. I'll get the Christmas tree out here soon. Thanks again for being here, man. This is all because you guys, because we hang out. Don't worry about what's going on in the silver market today. Now, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I've just been sitting down here talking about why I love silver since it was about $15 per ounce. But don't worry about the red days. It's part of the process. I understand. It's no fun. It's one of the first things I do when I wakey in the morning is look at the silver price. Look at I pull up that kit code thing, right? And when you see down 4%, 5%, it's like, but you got to keep an eye on the long term, right? Any market that goes up, whether you're talking about NVIDIA stock, which I won't comment on that, Apple stock, the price of oil, the price of anything, real estate, it never goes up in a straight line. Pullbacks are normal. And that's what I get to do down here in the basement, besides hang out with great people like you. I get to look at the long-term picture, which is, when I look out a year from now, I could see silver easily at $136 per ounce a year from now. Now, again, be responsible. I'm not a financial advisor, but that's what I see. And you hear people talking about $200 silver. We covered that in a previous live stream, like smart, big people, Michael Oliver, all kinds of the top analysts out there, are saying that we could have $200 silver. And they're not talking about when we're all hanging out, when I'm in the basement of the nursing home and you're in the basement or wherever, we're talking about really, really soon. So let's keep our nose up. Man, so much more to talk about. Let's talk about $136 silver. And then we're going to talk about Elon Musk and what he's saying that I think shines the brightest light, pardon the pun, and you'll get that when we get there on the silver markets. Before we do that, we get my right finger. I do want to say thank you. Right up there, you can see the logo for First Mint. I want to thank First Mint for sponsoring Ron's Basement. They are a silver exclusive mint in Las Vegas, Nevada. Interesting thing about First Mint is they are owned by Keith Neumeyer's First Majestic Silver. So First Majestic mines the silver in Mexico, ships it to Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, where it's transformed into world-class silver bullion products, and then they go straight to you. They don't get touched by the COMEX or the LBMA, right? They don't get corrupted by the paper markets. It's the freshest silver on the market, and it is super cool. You guys have given such positive feedback on your experiences with First Mint. It makes me feel even better about the fact that they're sponsoring Ron's Basement and helping us get together for this show. Let me show you their website real quickly. We will go out to firstmint.com. Oh, and by the way, I keep forgetting to say this. I apologize. There is a discount code. Get out your pen and paper. VIP, as in very important person, RB, as in Ron's Basement. VIP RB. They got all these unique products. You can check them out here at firstmint.com. Free shipping on orders over $299. That cannot be right. Hold on a second here. Let me refresh this. Let's get an update from their website on the silver price. Yep, down $1.27, $51.08. But you go up here to store, you can see they have bars, rounds, accessories, and their Folds of Honor product line, which supports the Folds of Honor Foundation, which supports spouses and children of fallen and disabled members of the military and first responder community. They give them scholarships. First Mint has donated, I think it's over $375,000. You can go to that section of the website and check out those products. They got this awesome 10-ounce folded American flag silver bar. Thank you, First Mint, and thank you guys for checking out First Mint and for all the positive feedback as well. Let's talk about $136 silver, and let's go out to Tavi Costa. Here we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. Don't you worry, basement dwellers. There we go. Okay. Tavi Costa. This guy's like the sharpest one out there, right? Amongst the sharpest. Silver is about to enter a true price discovery phase, in my view. Here's a reminder that this is all happening while the gold to silver ratio remains near historic high levels. Now, the gold to silver ratio represents, you divide the gold price by the silver price. So it tells you how many ounces of silver it takes to buy 1 ounce of gold. And there's a couple very interesting things on this chart. Let me get the crayons out for us. Okay. So as you can see, around 1970, and then through 1980, around this range right here, when we had the massive, let me get an arrow on there, the massive run up in the silver price, that ratio dropped down below 30, okay? Then again, from around 2000 through 2011, when we had the big run up again in the silver price to $50, it dropped down to under 50. But what's crazy interesting to look at on this chart is where we are now, number one, right? We've been 2 years all the way up here in this 85, 90 range, which is 2.5 standard deviations above the historical mean. Like the only place that the gold to silver, we know that the outlook remains good for gold. Gold can go even higher and higher. If the cherry on top, this ratio continues downward, okay, we could be in, even at current gold prices, we could be in for some incredible, incredible returns, because I want to show you something right here. This is the historical average of the gold to silver ratio, 29.17. I did some basic math at $4,100 gold today. If we were at the historical average, we would have a silver price of $136. Even if we get to this 50 range right here, what we're looking at for the silver price is $82 silver. Now, it's very important for us to remember, right, that this also could be impacted by even higher gold prices. We could see $6,000 gold. We could see $5,000 gold. If we get to $5,000 gold and we get to a 50 gold to silver ratio, we're talking about triple digit silver, $100 silver. So guys, those are real numbers. Those are real charts. Those are real historical data points that indicate to us that we could be in for just an unbelievable, unbelievable run as we head into this next year, right? Quarter, decade, right? Remember too, right? And we're going to look at some data here in a minute of the past big silver bull runs. These things can last for 10 years. We're going to get to that. Don't you worry. But first, we're going to talk about Elon Musk. Then we're going to look at the 2 big previous bull runs and why we can keep a smile on our face as both gold and silver investors. See if I can get, I didn't get it right. There it is right there. I also want to say thank you to channel sponsor, First Mining Gold. You know, I don't do this often enough, so I want to bring you out to their website right now. This is First Mining Gold. This is a gold development stage company. As you can see, they're advancing 2 major gold projects in Canada, Springpole in Ontario and Duparquet located in Quebec. These are both multi-million ounce gold development stage projects. There aren't a lot of these in the world. These are amongst the biggest in Canada, which is where the big mining companies want to be, because it's becoming, already is a safe jurisdiction, but becoming even a more safe and more favorable place to build big gold mines. We know Equinox recently opened a massive mine up there, and now they got their Valentine mine. I mean, there's big mines being built in Canada, and there's a reason why, and there's very few companies like First Mining that have big gold deposits in the ground, and it's exciting because they're working through the development phase. You can learn more about them here at firstmininggold.com. Let's take a look at, let's see what let's get back to silver. Thank you, First Mining Gold, for your support. It's a stock that I've owned way before they sponsored my channel. I only take sponsorships, guys, from companies that I either work with or I own the stock. right? I like to say that I eat my own cooking. I'm not going to come on here and talk about a company or a stock or anything that I don't own myself. That being said, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research, and always, please, I can say this, please always be responsible. Never put yourself in a position, whether it's buying precious metals, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate, anything, where you could have some serious harm. Diversify, all that great stuff. Talk to a financial advisor. Okay, let's talk about Elon Musk. Elon Musk said something that I think shines the biggest, brightest light, and you'll understand why I'm using those words, on the future of silver, of anything. He's talking about solar energy. And when I say solar energy, I almost mix the words up. I want to say silver energy, because there's huge amounts of silver that are used in building solar farms. Each one of those panels has a significant amount of silver in it. And the newer technology, from what I'm understanding, there can be some debate on this matter, but I'm hearing from who I think are reliable sources that the newer solar, there I go, mixing the words up, technology will use even more silver. We were driving down the road the other day and we drove by one of these massive, in the United States, solar farms. And it's like just thousands and thousands of solar panels. And when I'm looking at those, I'm looking at little silver bars all stacked up one against the other. But let's listen to what Elon had to say about solar and silver. I think this is it. Here we go. All right. This came directly from Elon Musk. Here's his X account with 230 million followers. Wow. He says solar, oh shoot, hold on here. Go back. He says solar electricity will become by far the biggest source of power for civilization. Now, I'm going to put some words into Elon's mouth and say solar electricity will become by far the biggest source of demand for silver. He retweeted this from Jesse Pelton. Who is Jesse Pelton? That's pretty cool. 60,000. Good job, Elon. China is the majority of electricity growth on Earth. Okay, but 3/4 of the new supply is solar. And remember, you can swap out the word silver with solar. That's the case globally, in China, in the US, basically everywhere. And look at this chart. Okay, hold on. Let's pull this up. Make sure I got you on the right screen, which I do. And here we go. This is change in electricity generation for the last 12 months. I'm circling that. This down here is total. Okay. The gray bar right here is total for the world of electricity generation. This bar right here, right, is solar. This section right here, as you can see, total world new electricity generation from solar, right? Again, this gray bar right here is huge. But look at the red, right? This is China. And there's the good old USA. I'd say we're lagging behind, but everywhere we look, the solar industry is exploding. That will continue to drive massive demand for silver. That's what every indication is. But let's listen to what Elon has to say. This is fascinating. If you get a chance to watch this whole thing, basically Elon Musk says everything is solar power. Everything, I'm shining the bright light now, is solar power, silver power. The rest is noise. He says the sun is about 99.8% of the mass of the solar system. Jupiter's about 0.1%, and everything else in the remaining 0.1%. And we are much less. That's us here on beautiful planet Earth. But let's listen to what Elon says here. This is pretty interesting. I'd encourage you to come watch this. Come on, Elon. So all the energy produced, basically, everything comes from the sun. Everything will come from solar. Solar needs a lot of silver. Mic drop. Okay, we're in good shape, guys. Silver, there's a reason why. Now we hear about Australia. Did you hear that? I think it's New South Wales put silver on the critical minerals list. We know that China is basically saying they're putting export controls on silver. And we got big news last week that the United States of America, yes, us here in the United States of America, put silver on the critical minerals list. People have been complaining about that for decades and decades. And don't forget, now that silver is becoming recognized, we finally got our recognition. Those of you in the new stackers, the new members of the Basement Dweller community, you're welcome here. I love you. But some of us have been at this for decades. We're finally getting the recognition. Oh, and guess what? There's a little secret. Even though it's being recognized, even though I believe, I don't know what you believe, that we're going to get a silver price north of what Keith Neumeyer said for a decade, right? Triple digit silver, $100 silver. Guess what, guys? There's no way, there's no switch that's going to get turned that's going to produce more and more and more silver. So it's going to be a wild, wild ride. So much fun to be on together. Hang in there, okay? Hey, next time I go live, we'll go over these two previous massive bull runs in the precious metals markets, in particular in the silver market, okay? I appreciate you joining me here today. We got a lot to look forward to. I know, right? We're going to have red days. Hang in there. Take care of yourself, and I'll look forward to seeing you, yes, you, next time. Thanks.